on, guys? Your boy Rome 300 back again with another video. Welcome to He Smells Like Rome. Yes, I'm back again with another exclusive for you guys. Y'all know how I do it. I try my best to bring you guys exclusive niche luxury fragrances. I throw a little design in there once in a blue. But if you're looking for a channel that's going to show you some unique niche fragrances that pretty much no one's talking about, or just hard to find fragrances, this is the place to be. Before I start, I gotta thank everybody for joining, especially if this is your first time and click on this video. I appreciate you guys and all the people that's been rocking with me since the beginning. Y'all know you're my peoples. Keep on coming back. That's all I ask. At the end of this video, if you like what you saw, please consider subscribing, and also do me a favor, hit the bell icon so you can get all the notifications when I shoot these videos. Like it, comment down below, and share it with your friends, because you know your boy trying to get up there. I want to get to that 3,000 subscriber mark before the end of this year, and I need y'all help to do that. All right, y'all saw the title. It's from MDCI, and this is one of the most gorgeous fragrances in the world. It's called Indes Galantes, and it's made by Cecile Zarokian. Y'all want to hear more about it? Stay tuned. Alright, so like I said, this fragrance is one of the best fragrances I've ever smelled. This is one of my top purchases from this year. A gourmand, sweet, dessert-like fragrance. Just the holidays in a bottle, in my opinion. Like I said in the beginning, this fragrance is made by Cecile Zarokian, one of my favorite perfumers. Scratch that, she is my favorite perfumer. She just makes such great, unique, luxury fragrances. Everything has a story, everything has some depth to it, and it never smells like something I smelled in the past, or it reminds me of something. It never does that. Everything is so unique, and I love how Cecile can create just like works of art. This fragrance is no exception. Indes Galantes. You guys saw the presentation. Y'all saw it in the intro. This is one of the best fragrances in the game that literally no one has made a review on. I saw years ago by it was, where was it at? It was in Oswald Perfumery. Josie and my man Carlos, rest in peace Carlos, Brooklyn fragrance lover. They dropped all these new fragrances from some of the fragrance brands, and they focused on some MDCI fragrances, and they talked about this, and that got my interest peaked when she talked about it and how they reacted to the fragrance. So I remember going to New York and hanging out there, and I got a sample of the fragrance, smelled it, and man, I was blown away. I was also blown away by the price, because at that point I couldn't afford $375 of fragrance, and I wanted the full thing. I wanted the full presentation. I didn't want to, get just the fragrance and not the bus. But going back to that, when I smelled it, it just immediately brought me to Christmas holiday, and that's the theme I want to give you guys. This is Christmas in a bottle. This is National Native American Day in a bottle. Man. Let me describe this fragrance for you in depth and give you guys an idea of what I mean. If you can imagine a gingerbread cookie sprinkled with just a touch of citrus orange, a touch of bergamot, a touch of vanilla in the opening. That's what you get when you spray this fragrance in the opening. warm gingerbread with citrus notes and that cinnamon spice. The ginger also has a beautiful spicy opening to it. Delicious. As soon as you smell it, you want to taste whatever that is. That's how I feel when I smell this fragrance. And that's what drew me in. That's the first part of the fragrance. Maybe an hour to an hour and a half, you're going to get those notes popping in and out. Then you get a little bit closer to the middle of the fragrance, and you get a combination of clove. You get a combination of cloves and cinnamon. The clove and cinnamon are, to me, the best part of the middle of the fragrance, combined with a slight hint of vanilla. This brings me back to that gourmand dessert-like kind of feel, with a little bit of a herbal feel, just slightly. Now, that does not last very long. The cinnamon still stays, the vanilla still stays, but that clove dissipates very quickly. Maybe 20 minutes, you'll feel that goes away. You get a little bit of cardamom that's similar to cinnamon, but a little bit more heavier on the sweet spices. And I just enjoyed that. I enjoyed that so much. I wore this roughly around the, I'll say, March, April time, right? It's still cold, but it's not super cold. Where I live in Maryland is probably around maybe 40 degrees at that point. And when I tell you, man, this thing was popping off of my skin heavily. And I just could not wait to this time right now. November, December time is where this will shine, because it will get to the 20s, the 30s here. And this is where you get into that, holiday dessert. Who doesn't love holiday desserts? Fruit cakes, apple pie, cherry pie, sweet potato pie, triple layer chocolate vanilla cake, gingerbread. Come on. And for those who like pumpkin pie, y'all weird ass people, pumpkin pie also. But I'm telling you, this fragrance just projects, shouts, yells, gourmand fragrance. You gotta love sweet fragrances. You gotta love that gourmand to enjoy this fragrance. Now, it does not sit in the realm of cloying or overbearing or just to the point where you just smell like sugar. Nah. This is Cecile Zarokian we're talking about. She is known for complex, hard to describe fragrances if you're new to this. But if you allow the fragrance to develop, you're going to enjoy the layers that she creates, the ones that she imagines in her mind, or what she gets from the creative director. I think we're getting to the point where if you're at an event, right, and you want something that's going to shine over everything else, jewelry, gowns, personality, if you're looking for something that's going to do that, this is that fragrance. I think that this fragrance presents such a picture, such a gorgeous painting from just an olfactory sense that no one walking past you, no one talking to you will ignore how good you smell. And that's why I had to pick this up. This is why this is in my collection, because every time I smell this fragrance, I just imagine myself with the best gear on, the best jewelry on, at one of the most established events that I can think of. And knowing how I am, where I'm in the entertainment business, right? So going to comedy shows, going to after parties, mingling with people at social events, I know that you gotta stand out some way, right? You have to stand out. And if you got like a good conversationist, if you are just a bubbling personality, those things work. But if that is not your strong points, this is where perfume comes in, because then it allows you to not just to blend in. It allows you to become more of a character. And when it comes to gourmand, for men, I think gourmand allows the opposite sex to be more interested in, oh, what is that you're wearing? Oh my God, you smell good. Or just some type of unique compliment just to get the conversation going. You know, and if it's a mature, confident man, he's gonna say, wow, you smell really good. What is that? Because I really wanna know what that is, because I'm gonna get it for myself. That's this fragrance. Now, disclaimer, this fragrance right here, you see the bust, right? You saw the presentation. If you look at the bust, you look at the fragrance itself. This is considered a female fragrance. If you look at Fragrantica, you look at MDCI's website, the bust with the female is supposed to cater towards females. I do not agree with that in any fashion. This is 100% unisex. 100%. Do not sleep or get confused by the bust. I got the bust because I have the male version with Sheba Palatin, and I wanted to have a female bust. It has nothing to do with this being a female fragrance or a feminine fragrance. Men, women, this is 100% unisex. All right, let's get a little bit more in depth into the fragrance. All right, so we're still in the base of the fragrance, the middle notes. In my opinion, this is where this almond note comes out, right? And this almond gives it almost a roasted almond that complements that gingerbread vibe I was telling you about. But not only that, it turns more now from a gingerbread to kind of a vanilla cake with almost either a vanilla cake or a glazed donut. Now, this is where the complexity comes in. I say, this is where Cecile is just a genius. We get to the bottom notes, right? We get to where everything explodes, everything is lasting the longest. We have the vanilla now comes alive to an infinite degree. It is at the top of the tier. This is where that cake vibe comes into. The smokiness comes from this almost subtle, almost like it was left in the oven too long, mixed with an instant vibe. So you got the combination of vanilla, a cake, slightly overcooked, like the rim of the cake, smoky, mixed with like a smoky incense. That combination for me is just, you know, in the aroma when you walk into auntie or grandma's house on whatever holiday, who's somebody cooking, somebody making dessert. I want a slice of that. Can I cut a piece of that? That's the vibe I get when I'm smelling this, and I know that we're at the bottom. Now, once again, this fragrance is, I'm not gonna say quiet, I'm not gonna say soft, because it's not. I'm not gonna say loud, because it's not. It sits right in the middle. It's a balance between if you can imagine a lion in the jungle versus a lion in the zoo. They both can roar really loud, but one is wild, loud, and dangerous. This is more of that tame lion, where the lion is more calm, knows his environment, he's not hunting, just relaxing. But at some point, he gotta stretch his back, he gotta stretch his jaw, she gotta stretch her jaw, and you're gonna hear that roar, that loudness. And that's why I say this is right in the middle, because at certain points you get a burst of cinnamon, you get a burst of sweet notes, you get a burst of that almond note. These are things that I think make this fragrance stand out from any other fragrance on the market. And I promise you, if you get your nose on this fragrance, you will be smiling from ear to ear. You will have no regrets on paying $250 to $375 for this fragrance. Longevity on this fragrance, it lasts 8 hours easy, 10 hours if you spray it on skin, and also a nice either cashmere sweater or a shirt that can kind of cotton, you know, those cotton sweaters or cashmere sweaters, they kind of carry fragrances longer than, you know, wool just eats everything up, or just, you know, silk. It doesn't last very long. But if you spray it on your skin, and also those type of sweaters, this fragrance will last 8 to 10 hours. Places to wear, like I said, this is such an event type of a fragrance. This is a fragrance that you wear if you're going out somewhere, hitting a town, day or night. I don't care if it's a day party. I don't care if it's a nighttime event. I don't care if it's a club. But if you're trying to be the center of attention without shouting, just letting the fragrance work and being your authentic self, this will compliment you and get you conversations by pretty much anyone, especially the opposite sex. I'm telling you. Winter, absolutely. Late fall, this fragrance definitely is for that time period. Like I said 100 times, it's holiday kind of fragrance in my opinion. Gourmand queen. Gourmand. This. I'm so excited about this fragrance, man. I just need y'all to understand that it is fantastic. All right, let's do a little bit of old school. I'm gonna spray this so you can see the sprayer, and then we're gonna get it going. All right, so here's the sprayer. Ooh. Goodness gracious, y'all. This citrus, cinnamon, vanilla vibe is special. Before I let you go, I want to let you guys know that there is a little sneak at the end of this fragrance, right? The bottom note, that's put the raspberry on top, is, imagine that vanilla cake with sprinkled with cinnamon on top, and someone squeezed maybe a dozen raspberry and let the juice drip just around it, and you still got that smoky, you know, atmosphere. That's what it's at. That raspberry, trust me when I tell you, you'll thank me later. All right, I think that's it, guys. This is one of the best fragrances in my collection, especially I'm so happy that I got it this year. I hope that you guys will check this fragrance out, because this is a great Christmas present for your loved one or yourself, and it's one of the best fragrances I've ever smelled. All right, until next time, guys, like I always say, it's okay if you want to smell like Rome. I'll check you guys out in the next video. Until then, peace. Tasmanian devil. He tries to move now, but he don't use the words. He does weird shit with his hands. And to me, it looked like he fucking cursing. I'm explaining this shit to listen. Okay, so he was jumping on the fucking couch one day, like he always fucking do. And I said, hey, listen, stop jumping on the goddamn couch. Matter of fact, go in your room and clean your goddamn room. He'll look at me like, I said, that sounds like fuck you to me. I said, fuck you. You did this shit. I said, wait, what's that? He said, it didn't mean nothing. It didn't mean nothing. I said, okay, all right, get your ass whooped. A couple of days later, him and his brother playing games for 5 hours. Heavy. I'm like, all right, listen, y'all been playing games all goddamn day. Y'all gotta chill out, all right? Go do something else. Go read a book. Do something. Hey, come on, Dad. Can I said, no. $5, man. Get off the game. Drop the controller. He mad. He's like, oh, that means you want to fight. Oh, you want to fuck me up. That's what that. I'm like, do this shit again. Do it again. He's like, I ain't do nothing. I was just stretching. I was fucked up because in my mind, I'm like, is he really doing something? I'm scared. I want to hit him. I told my wife, I said, hey, babe, listen, come here. I told you. She's like, well, I said, what the fuck? Listen to me. You did something special be doing that shit to you? She was like, you know, he did that shit last time I told him to clean up his room. I said, did that mean you want to fuck me up? She was like, boy, no, this kid got these sign languages in your hand. I said, all right, get his ass whooped, keep him around.